The value that you put in this video, I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. I've taken a $4,000 Amazon FBA course out of my own pocket. I spent the money, they didn't pay me or anything like that. I took that course, but in this, I think it's been less than an hour. I feel like I've gotten like as much value, like no.
ODI Productions.
Hey, what is up guys? I am back with Kevin David. You guys asked for him. We did a 3-part video series on dropshipping before. Kevin's the guy to go for e-commerce. He is the one expert in this space on YouTube that I trust for anything e-commerce. You guys know me as the affiliate marketing guy, but when it comes to anything about selling products online, this is the guy to talk to. So I got a lot of questions, a lot of comments, mostly positive from our first series. But a lot of people want to learn about Amazon FBA, which is a different beast than dropshipping.
Absolutely.
It's another form of e-commerce, right? But it is completely different in terms of how much it costs to get started, in terms of the profit margin, and just selling on Amazon versus selling on your own Shopify store.
Right.
So we brought Kevin David back to explain everything in this beginner's guide for Amazon FBA. So first I'm gonna have Kevin introduce himself and just tell a little bit about his background with e-commerce, and then we'll jump into the tutorial.
Sure, yeah, so thanks for having me back on. The last series we did was incredible. Like, I literally got so many awesome students from your channel. You have such an amazing, passionate following of people that like really, do what's necessary to become successful. So for everyone who doesn't know me, my name is Kevin David. I started working as an accountant after college. I was working 80 hours a week. I hated it. I decided I had to do something, and so like basically after I got home, after my like 2-hour commute home, I would work from like 11 p.m. or so after I got back from the gym until 2 a.m. Trying to find ways to make money online so that I could quit my job. And so I would work from like 11 to 2 a.m. and then wake up at 6 a.m. and drive for 2 more hours to get back to my commute, and that was very draining, and I couldn't sustain that. And so I tried a lot of things. I created a mobile app, I've created blogs, travel, all these different things that kind of didn't have much success. I tried affiliate marketing and failed, so you guys know that Odie definitely beat me there. But what I finally had some success with first was Amazon FBA. Amazon FBA, like literally out the gate, right when I first started selling, in my first week ever selling on Amazon, I was making $1,000 a day. And like that, all of my other stuff, nothing even came close to that. So I was like, okay, this works for me. I buy everything on Amazon. I buy toothpaste on Amazon. I buy toilet paper on Amazon, right? I think a lot of people our age do, just because we're like lazy, and everyone is. It's just so much easier getting things delivered to your door than like having to like go into a shopping, actually go into a grocery store. I'm too lazy for that. Right? And so I knew that I buy everything on Amazon, so a lot of other people probably do too. And so I went all in basically.
Yeah, so Amazon FBA, for you guys who don't know, fulfillment by Amazon, basically is like private labeling, right? For the most part. Yeah, so basically Amazon FBA, for people who don't know, right, what it means is fulfilled by Amazon. The beautiful thing about Amazon FBA is Amazon does all of the hard work for you. I don't have to go to UPS and ship out like a product that I sell on the internet, right? I don't have to do any of the work. I don't have to collect the payments. I don't have to make a website. Amazon, obviously, Amazon.com already exists. So all I have to do is find a product, right? A product that's going to sell well on Amazon, and there's a lot of ways to be able to figure that out with a ton of precision, right? Find a good product to sell on Amazon. Once I've found that, then literally all I have to do is create a listing, create some basic marketing campaigns on Amazon's marketing platform, and then that is it. And the best part about Amazon is Amazon has millions of people just browsing the website every single day. So I don't have to bring traffic from external sources. Amazon already has the traffic. All I have to do is get my product to rank onto page 1 for the search terms that I'm trying to rank for, and there's some very, very strategic ways that we figured out to do exactly that. I love it, because Amazon, so you just basically need to find this product, right? But Amazon, not only do they have the traffic, but they had the customers.
Absolutely.
And they had the customers' billing info and credit cards already in their system.
It's literally one click for most people.
Exactly.
Like it's literally one click. The friction in the process is almost zero. Like the problem with Shopify is people come to your site, they don't necessarily trust you. You don't have the brand recognition, right? The shipping times are 12 to 20 days or even longer.
Yeah.
With Amazon, obviously, as you and I both know, it's 2 days. Sometimes it's the same day if you live in large cities. And so that's just like a much easier, frictionless process that makes the buying, the overall buying process extremely easy. And when the buying process is easy, people buy more things, right? And so like it all you have to do is kind of get your products live. And in most cases, Amazon literally handles the rest, and you just start magically getting sales without having to drive traffic. Because one of the other parts about Shopify that I don't like as much is every person who buys from you, more or less, you have to pay for that person. You have to pay in the form of Facebook ads. Yeah, you have to pay with ad spend. But with Amazon, you get organic sales, free sales. And so that's a very difficult thing to replicate like otherwise on the internet, which is why Amazon FBA has had so much attention and success of my thousands and thousands of students, many of which now are making 6 and even 7+ figures.
Yeah, I would like to say that, for all these people seeing success, a lot of it stems from the business model and just kind of piggybacking off of Amazon, because Amazon's such a beast in terms of like a company being one of the biggest companies in the world, the biggest e-commerce store online. By far, not even close.
Yeah, it's literally shutting down massive businesses like JCPenney, Sears, Toys R Us. Like these companies aren't going out of business by chance.
Yeah.
Like Amazon is destroying them, obviously. And like it's not like a thing about whether or not they hate them. They created a better model. It's the same thing. When was the last time you took a taxi?
Yeah.
Like I haven't taken a taxi. I haven't taken a taxi in over a year or more, because why would I do something that's less efficient? It's harder for me to do. It's more expensive. Taxis always want to like try to rob me, especially in other countries. And Uber's just so much easier. It's all handled via your phone. They come right to you, right? It's just a better business model. And Amazon is a better business model than the predecessors before it. And that's just, and I love what you said, because it's so true. A lot of success on the internet is predicated, right, is because of the business model you choose. Right? And Amazon is such a beautiful business model if you know how to choose the right product and how to get your product in front of people's eyes, right? Get it to page 1, run marketing successfully. And those things aren't the easiest things in the world, but once you learn them, it's incredible what you can do with Amazon.
Awesome. I love it. I love all of it. Okay, so we've discussed what Amazon FBA is, but I want to jump into the actual steps. Let's say someone is watching this video and they like the idea of this. They like the idea of Amazon FBA and they think it's the right business model for them.
Right.
So if they want to get started, could you list out just some simple steps that they can do in order to get in the game? Yeah,
absolutely, and that's a great question. So let's actually go through this like a little bit. We'll get really granular with this, and some people like really granular, some people like high level. So high level, Amazon basically is you find products from China or from cheaper markets, right? You get them made, you get them shipped to an Amazon fulfillment center. Amazon fulfills them all for you. You get paid, right? That's the high level. You buy it for $1 from China, you sell it on Amazon for 20. Amazon takes their fee, obviously, for fulfilling it, for handling all of the hard work for you. You get paid the profit, which is the difference between what you pay and what you sell it on Amazon for. That's high level, right? So granularly, there's a few steps, right? And let's go through them one by one so that so that you guys can all have like a really clear idea of exactly how this works. Step 1 is product research, right? Product research is the most important step of the entire process, right? It's what I go into the most depth when I teach on my YouTube, when I teach my private students, right? Because the thing is, guys, and what I've learned over the past 16 months, having thousands and thousands and thousands of people join my Amazon program, is if you pick the right product, right, you can do pretty much everything else wrong and still make a ton of money. And I actually mean that. I've seen it happen a ton of times. But if you pick the wrong product, right, then you're gonna have a harder time. And obviously you can still be successful, but the beautiful part about Amazon is if you pick the right product, it's very difficult to not make money. And so how this works, guys, is there's software, right? There's software, and the software I use is called Viral Launch Product Discovery and Viral Launch Market Intelligence. It's a web app and it's a Chrome extension, right? And what these apps do, what these pieces of software do is they allow you to identify kind of diamond in the roughs, right? Products that have a lot of sales but don't have many reviews, right? Products that don't have many sellers. So what you do is you come in and you identify those kind of disparities, those differences. You find the sweet spots where a lot of people are searching for a product, but not many sellers are offering that product, right? Or the sellers who are offering it are offering low quality, or there's room for improvement by bundling products together, or by doing any different number of things to add quality. Because when you add quality and you add value to people's lives, right, you make money. That's all business is adding value to other people in some way or medium. So that's how it works, right? You find products that are in the sweet spot. They have a lot of monthly searches. They have a lot of people looking for them, but they don't have good product offerings currently being sold on Amazon. You create that, that higher quality, that more value, that added value, and then you reap the benefits. It's literally that easy.
Okay, so first step, you use a software like Viral Launch to do your product research, to look into basically Amazon's system, how much of each product is selling, how much revenue they're making. You get to look at dimensions of the product, how much it weighs, et cetera, et cetera. So basically, you're just trying to find a gap in the market, and then that's somewhere where you can come in and basically fulfill that gap.
Exactly, and like most people who teach Amazon, right, like a lot of people that have taken my course have actually gone on to become like teachers of Amazon, obviously, which is funny. But people who teach it and gurus and everybody who was around before me and now, they all kind of have like some criteria that they say, right? You want it to be small, so because it's not going to cost as much shipping. You want it to be non-breakable, so it doesn't break during shipping. You want it to be not particularly complex, or because people don't like complexity. A lot of times your returns will be higher. People can't figure out how to use the product. But the funny thing is, sometimes going against the grain makes you the most money, right? Because if everyone's saying do this, this, and this, then everyone's doing that. So if you kind of figure out ways, and how I teach my students is different than what most people teach. And so we've identified kind of ways to go against the grain, so to speak, where you can really find the true ways to make the most money with Amazon. So don't always listen to what everyone's saying. Sometimes you got to go a little bit different, use your creativity, use your own experiences, and you can really find the truly best offers out there.
I love it. All right, step 2. What's next?
So step 2, guys, once you found your product, you have to actually find someone to make it. Right? So where do you actually do that? The main way is called Alibaba. So Alibaba, for those of you who don't know, is a massive, massive company in China, right? Founded by Jack Ma, who's I think the richest person in China, just multi-billionaire. What they do, basically what Alibaba is a directory of manufacturers, right? So like if you wanna have a basketball made, or Bluetooth headphones, or a tripod, or glasses, or whatever it is, it doesn't matter. You literally go on Alibaba.com and you search for what you want to have made. Hundreds of manufacturers are going to come up, right, that make this stuff, because everything that you could possibly imagine is made in China. And so, there's criteria that you're looking for. You want to find manufacturers that have, years of history, that have a lot of history.
They have a badge, right?
Right, they have a badge. So it's called gold suppliers. So gold suppliers, you can actually buy that badge from Alibaba. So it's, and not a lot of people talk about that. So I don't rely on the gold supplier badge because you can buy it. And when you can buy something, it's not particularly credible in my opinion. So what I look for is years of history, right? They actually have an online presence, like they have a website, they have a phone number. I call the phone number, make sure it's a real person answering and it's not like a scam or anything like that. I like to look for transaction history, right? So lots of transactions. Alibaba lists those transactions. I like to make sure that they have a lot of reviews. Generally you're vetting them as you would any other online business. You want to make sure that they're legitimate, that it's a real company, real people work there, they have a real website, just that they're kind of legitimate. And then once you're able to do that, right, what you want to do is I like to reach out to the top 3 manufacturers based on those criteria, based on reviews, based on longevity, based on the factors that we just discussed, and I want to quote for it. I want to say, how much would you charge to make me 500 units of X, right, of essential oils or whatever it is, right? And so then the reason that I ask all 3 is because you never just want to ask one quote, right? Because then you don't know if it's a good deal. So I asked 3 independent, manufacturers, how much would you charge me to make 500 essential oils or 5,000? And the reason that I ask 500 or 5,000 is sometimes they'll say for 5,000 we'll give it to you for $1 a piece. For 500 we'll give it to you for $5 a piece. And so then what I try to say is, okay, well I'll make the deal right now if you give me 500 for $1 each, right? So like you kind of use the cheaper price for the larger amounts, and then you apply it to the smaller amounts, because manufacturers have what they call MOQs, which is minimum order quantities, and we're not going to get too in depth on that. Obviously, that's for another time. But how I teach it is you want to order as little products as possible, so that you're going to stay in stock for 3 months, right? Which is generally the amount of time, the longest amount of time that it takes to restock. So you want to have as few units as possible to never go out of stock. That's kind of how it works for step 2.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
So it's kind of a lot.
That's some great value.
Yeah.
I think you gave us some like ninja tips right there that really like are worth real money. So
yeah, no, definitely. And inventory forecasting and figuring out what that number is a little bit more involved. Obviously, all of my students, I teach exactly how to choose the perfect number of products to order for you. But that's a little bit more complicated than like this particular setting. Yeah. But obviously, nothing is left to chance. My students, step by step. So
you give them templates too, right?
Yeah.
For contacting.
So we give them a manufacturer's template, and what that is it basically gives you credibility, because manufacturers get hundreds or thousands of inquiries a day.
Yep.
Right. So you want to make sure that they're actually paying attention to you.
Yeah.
And so you have to kind of edify yourself, give yourself a little bit of credibility, so that they treat you better. They give you the best, the senior level sales staff who have the ability to give you the best prices and who have that kind of additional leverage. And if you just like come in as like some random person, they're just not going to treat you as well. They're not going to give you the same level of care. And so we give you a manufacturer's template that guarantees that you get the cheapest price.
Wow, and that directly correlates with your profit margin.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, a lot of people don't realize like what you should be buying a product for. Like if you're selling a product on Amazon for $20, like one of our most profitable products on Amazon, for example, we sell for between $14.95 and during Christmas time. And this sounds crazy, but during Christmas time, you can literally sell stuff for basically whatever you want. Like so, we've sold our $14.95 product 11 months a year. We sell it for $14.95. During Christmas, we sell it for literally $79.99. I'm not kidding. What? And we were selling hundreds at that price.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but anyway, so $14.95 most of the year. We buy that product, our landed cost is 96 cents per unit.
Wow.
Yeah, so we buy it, and that's including shipping, that's including cost of goods sold, all the like fees and the Chinese customs, everything. 96 cents per unit. We sell it for $14.99.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so that's kind of like the margin that's going to give you like a 50 to 60% profit margin per unit sold. I generally teach my students that you want to look for between 45 and 50% margins.
Okay. So those are great margins, especially compared to like drop shipping. I've heard for drop shipping, it can be like as low as like 10%.
10%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's step 2, right? So step 3, once you get your stuff, right? Once you actually get it created, you get a freight forwarder, which is very, very easy to do. They handle all of the shipping, getting it to an Amazon FBA warehouse. Step 3 is actually creating your listing on Amazon, right? So all of us have used Amazon. All of us have bought stuff on Amazon. You see a product listing, it's just a basic listing that shows what the product is, right? It has 6 images, it has the bullet points describing what it is. It has the title, right? There's a little bit more kind of complexity when it comes to back-end keywords and kind of making sure that your whole listing is optimized from like an SEO perspective, search engine optimization, because Amazon at the end of the day is a product search engine.
Yeah.
Right? And so you want to make sure that your product shows the highest in the results for the keywords that you want to have your product shown for. That's how you get the cheap sales. That's how you get the organic sales. And so we use a website called zonkeywords.com. Zonkeywords.com is by far the best when it comes to finding profitable keywords to actually rank your product for, so that the most targeted eyes, the most people who want to buy your product, see your product, right?
Okay.
And we also use Zon Keywords for PPC, which is Amazon's marketing platform. We'll talk about that in a second. So once you create your listing, you want to make sure it's optimized for the keywords that you want to rank for, and you want to make sure that your pictures are on point. One of the biggest mistakes that I see a lot of students and a lot of people making when they start Amazon FBA is they try to like take the pictures with like their iPhone and like their bathtub, right? Like think about it from your own perspective. Everybody wastes time on the product description and all of that stuff, right? It is important mainly for the computers and the robots that are ranking. Nobody's reading the product description, to be honestly. So like what's important is your title is relatively important, but what's actually important is your images, the price, and the reviews.
Yep.
That's it. Those three. Images, price, and reviews, right? And your price is very easy to figure out what to do, and we can talk about that in a second. Your images, don't cheap out on that, you guys. And we have the best resources in the world for when it comes to product photographers, like inside of my private student group. But you know, there's a lot of different ways to do it for cheaper, but still in a nice way. Like you can search for product photographers on Fiverr. You can use, you know, different services out there, and they're a little bit more expensive without our discounts, but it's still, you know, possible to do that. Just the moral of the story, guys, is don't cheap out on the product photos, because it's incredibly important. So that's listing optimization, right? You want to make sure that your listing is good. That's kind of step 3. Step 4 is you want to make sure that you're getting 2 things done, right? You need reviews.
Yeah.
Right. So how do you get reviews nowadays? People ask me this question probably 100 times a day, like literally, because Amazon is going kind of crazy.
They're
recently.
cracking down, right?
Yeah. So it's like for Amazon sellers in like our kind of world, it's called the review apocalypse, which is ridiculous, kind of, but it's true though. And like the crazy thing is, for certain categories like beauty and like a lot of the kind of like toxic categories that have like really shady stuff going on with like review farms and like Bangladesh and stuff like that, they're literally, you're seeing products that had 15,000 reviews overnight to less than 100.
Oh wow.
15,000 reviews erased by Amazon, which is unbelievably catastrophic to your profit margins. I can't even describe it. Those people were probably upset. Yeah. And so how do you do it now, right? Because Amazon is cracking down on any type of relationships. Like if you have friends or family, Amazon is 100% capable.
They know.
They're 100% capable of tracking Facebook friends. So if I'm Facebook friends with you and you review my product, it'll get shut down. And you know, it took us a lot of pain and effort to realize and prove that Amazon's able to do that. And so now what do, right? So there's 2 ways to do this. There's what's called full price launches, which we're going to talk about in a second. And this is all brand new stuff, like seriously, like brand new. It's 2019 stuff. No one else is talking about this. And like you should go on YouTube and look. I promise you, no one else is talking about this. So full price launches, which we're going to talk about in a second, is probably the first or second best way to get reviews. The best way, according to Amazon, and I use this personally, is called what's called the Amazon Early Reviewer Program. So what this is you basically pay $60 to Amazon, and Amazon incentivizes random customers with like $1 to $3 gift cards to leave an honest review on your product. And you're only eligible if your product has 0 reviews, and Amazon will get you from 0 to 5 for $60 US. And so that's the best way. I recommend everyone to do it. It's Amazon says it's okay, and if you know Lord Bezos says it's okay, then I recommend it. So I always do that. But 5 reviews isn't enough necessarily, right? Yeah. And so what I've heard hypothetically other people doing, this is all hypothetical obviously, because anything against terms of service I would never recommend. So hypothetically, I've heard about people, using like coworkers and like friends at the gym and people that they don't have any actual connection with, like no Facebook friends, things like that. And so I don't personally do that because I'm too scared of Lord Bezos. But let's talk about launches, right? Because launches and reviews kind of go in hand. You want to have enough reviews so that when you launch your product, people are actually going to buy it. People make this mistake all the time where what they do is they go and they're super like gung-ho and they're ready to launch, but they have 0 reviews. And so it's like, if you see a product and it has 0 reviews, are you gonna buy it? No. Because I'm not either. Like it has to have some. It has to have 3 to 5 5-star reviews for me to even consider it. And so don't start PPC until you have 3 to 5 reviews. Don't start your launch until you have 3 to 5 reviews, right? And it took me 16 months to get this into my students' head because, it's just, everyone gets excited and they want to launch and they want to start making money, but you got to do it the right way. And so launches, right? So what launching means is getting your product from an unknown product, a brand new product, onto page 1. So like, let's say that I'm selling.
Is this step 5?
Yeah, so this is step 4 is reviews and launch.
Okay.
So it's kind of like step 4 part 2. And so what this means with launches is you want to take your product, from a product that no one's heard about, that's not ranking in Amazon's algorithm at all, to being on page 1. So let's say, in the example I always use for my students, so if you guys are watching, you're gonna laugh, but the example I always give is a garlic press. And I know that's random, but like garlic presses were making people $100,000 a month when they first released on Amazon. I'm not kidding. And so let's say that you release a garlic press, you want your product to appear on page 1 when anyone anywhere in the USA or wherever you sell, right? Amazon's in a ton of different countries. Anyone in the USA types garlic press, you want to appear first.
Yeah.
Because think about it like this, and I always use this example. If you find a product that has good reviews for a reasonable price, good pictures on page 1, are you gonna scroll to page 2 on Amazon? Because I'm not, and no one does.
Yeah.
You have to be on page 1.
Okay.
You have to. The difference between being successful on Amazon and failing is being on page 1 and understanding how to get there, right? So how you launch is how it used to be, right? And this is brand new stuff on ODI Productions channel. Seriously, no one's talking about this. And I never say that unless it's true. How it used to be done was giveaways, right? So if the people on page 1 for garlic press were selling 10 units per day, you'd give away at 95% off 11 units per day for 7 days, and Amazon would say, oh, well, this product's selling better than 10 units a day. So they'd put you above. That's how it used to work, right? Up until literally in the last month or two. How it works now is Amazon doesn't give you ranking boosts in the same way they used to for discounted products. You can no longer give away products in the same way that you did before to get to page 1. And the key to being successful on Amazon is getting to page 1. Just remember that. So how it works now is what's called full price giveaways or rebate giveaways, right? What this means is, let's say that I look at garlic press. They're the people on page 1 are selling 10 a day. I know I have to sell 11 a day, but it has to be sold at full price. So it's very difficult to get 11 people a day for 7 days to buy the product at full price, because the reason that people even do that is because they're getting that huge discount. So how do you do it now, right? Now there's services like the service that I use is called Page Oneify. Page Oneify, which is a ridiculous name kind of, but it's Page 1 IFY, and 1 is spelled out ONE. How it works is they handle all of that for you. They find people to actually purchase your product at full price, and you reimburse them via PayPal. So let's say that I realized that I had to give away 77 units to get to page 1. And where I find 77 is for 7 days, I have to sell 1 more unit than what they're currently selling on page 1. 11 units a day times 7 days, 77 units. So what I would do is I would actually front Page Oneify or any of these services, right? Page Oneify is just the first person or the first service that actually really did this. I would front them the cost for all 77 of those full price units, and then Amazon would pay me back. And I know this is like complicated kind of, but how it works is, let's say you're selling a garlic press for $10, right? You have to give away 77 units. You would pay Page Oneify 77 units times $10, which is the full price, or $770, right? Page Oneify would give away for full price 77 units to all these people out there in the world. They would buy them at full price, and then you'd get all of that money from those 77 full price sales from Amazon, right? Because Amazon pays you out for those full price sales. And so you get most of your money back. But it's basically a way, and I know that's kind of complicated, but it's a way to more or less trick Amazon into thinking that you get 77 real full price sales, and that's the only way now that actually works to rank your product to page 1. So that is step 4, a long-winded step 4. And I'm trying to add a lot of value to you guys. Like, I know I could give like just like BS kind of high-level answers like, oh yeah, you launched your product. But like, I want to give you guys real value in this. So that's step 4. Part 1 is getting reviews. Part 2 is getting your product to page 1. And then step 5 is marketing. Right? So I like to say that Amazon is 5 steps. Marketing on Amazon, you do it in 2 ways. You do it with Facebook, Instagram, right? The traditional forms of marketing. I'd say that that's like a small portion of it. The big part of marketing on Amazon is using Amazon's platform itself, which people call Amazon PPC, right? Or pay per click. How you do this is you create PPC campaigns, and what you would do is you would type in all these words that you think people are typing into Amazon. And like, let's say that I'm selling a garlic press, right? I would make a PPC campaign for stainless steel garlic press, for jumbo garlic press, for small garlic press, for white garlic press, for metal garlic press, for like garlic chopper, for garlic mincer, words that are similar, right? And then anytime somebody types in one of those words, Amazon is going to actually show my product as a sponsored ad, right? And people are going to click on it and buy. And it's as simple as that, right? PPC for a lot of people is the most complicated part of the entire process, which is why in my program and what I teach my students, the 2 most in-depth parts are product research and Amazon PPC, because if you can master PPC, basically means that if anybody ever searches anything like even close to your product shows.
Pop up.
It's gonna pop up, right?
Okay,
and if it pops up, they buy. And if they buy, you get ancillary kind of complementary benefits, because if somebody types in garlic mincer, buys your product that they see an ad for, Amazon says, okay, that product must be related or applicable or relevant for garlic mincer. Let's give that product organic rank for the word garlic mincer. And then the next time somebody types in garlic mincer, your product might appear naturally for free, and then you no longer have to actually pay for that impression or that sale.
Wow, I love that strategy, because I actually do the same thing with affiliate marketing, where it's like a two-headed approach. It's like paid traffic, so like that sponsored ad, right, that just boosts you right up to the first page, and then also the organic, because once you start getting sales, your organic ranking slowly starts to creep up, and once your first page organically and you're on top of the PPC, you are just dominating at that point, right?
Exactly, yeah, and we take the exact same approach, right? We want to be everywhere anybody ever thinks about a product similar to what we have, we're in their eyes. And if you're shown to the most targeted eyes, you get the most sales. If you get the most sales, you stay on page 1, and the process continues to snowball, right? Because once you're on page 1, you basically stick there. You start to get more and more reviews. Your listing starts to become more and more valuable, which is the beautiful thing when you go to sell your Amazon business, right? One of our first Amazon businesses we made has so many reviews and such a dominating kind of environment for all of the different areas that the business, the niches and the product niches, so dominant because of the reviews we've built over the past 16 months, that the actual business itself is more valuable. So your listings literally build equity, and which is very hard to kind of duplicate on the internet, right? The longer that goes on that your listing builds reviews and sales history and things like that, it becomes more and more and more valuable. So when you go to sell, right? So we're currently in the process of selling one of my first businesses for 500 grand for Amazon, and so that's hopefully going to clear in the next like month or something like that. And the only reason that that's happening is because of the amount of reviews and the amount of sales history that we've had over the past 16 to 18 months.
Yeah, so it has this age, and you can't just like do that overnight.
Absolutely not.
Especially these days,
because Amazon removes all your reviews if you're faking them. Yeah.
All right. Okay. I think we have one more step, or is that?
That's it, actually. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. Wow. Man, this is insane.
I know, it's a lot.
The value that you put in this video. I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. I've taken a $4,000 Amazon FBA course out of my own pocket. I spent the money. They didn't pay me or anything like that. I took that course, but in this, I think it's been less than an hour. I feel like I've gotten like as much value, like no joke, because you basically gave me a crash course, and you actually gave me tips that I can like take action upon.
Yeah, like crazy. I mean, you have to have real actionable tips. And the problem with some of the $4,000 courses, like the founders are so removed, like they aren't a part of it. They aren't helping their students. They don't have Amazon businesses anymore. They just spend their time selling the course, right? I still have multiple 7-figure Amazon businesses and thousands of students that I interact with every single day. So I know what's currently working. I know what's currently not working. I know the little tricks and the hacks and the mistakes to avoid. And that's how I try to design my program and help my students and the people that I teach on my YouTube, so that people can really take this stuff and immediately implement it in their business.
Wow, that's amazing. All right, so do you have any other resources for people? Do you have a training that you offer to people if you want to tell people who are interested in learning from you?
Yeah, absolutely. So we do have a completely free training. If you guys want to take a look, I think Odie will be nice enough to leave it in the description for you guys, where we can go much deeper, right? Because like this, you can't go as deep as I'd like to in a YouTube video. It's just not a long enough like process. And so we have a longer training completely for free. If you guys want to learn more about how you can really get started with your Amazon business today, and we'll have that in the description for you guys if you do want to learn more.
All right, so if you guys enjoyed Kevin David's presence, if he gave you guys value, which I know he did, comment below, like this video first of all, but comment below Amazon FBA for beginners if you want to see him come back for some product research hacks that he can show you guys.
Yeah, product research, guys, is the most important part of the whole thing, and no one goes deeper into like real implementable hacks and strategies, like nothing high level, real stuff that you can implement yourself today from an Amazon FBA product research perspective. So comment down below Amazon FBA for beginners if you guys want to check it out, and maybe Odie will be nice enough to have me on for another round.
Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate it as always. Thank you.
Brother.